What's good, YouTube? It's Jay here. Oh, do I look like shit? Alright, what's good, YouTube? It's Jay here, and we're taking a little bit of a break from our typical Star Wars content to talk about more Star Wars stuff, I guess. We're not doing an Empire War mod today, but today we're going to be taking a look at something I never thought I'd be looking at. Reddit. I was scrolling through Reddit like I normally do on a daily basis, totally not looking at not safe for content and furry stuff, and I came across a post on the Star Wars EU Reddit, which is the Expanded Universe Reddit. Did you know that there was apparently a Star Wars game in the works that featured Darth Maul and Darth Talon, but Darth Maul is apparently a clone?
What?
I'm not kidding. This is actually a real game. We're gonna be taking a look at this little Reddit thread really quick, and the Wikipedia page that links to the game, and a few images of Darth Talon. This post was made by Quality Autism. They are friends, George Lucas. Concept art of the Maul descendant clone and Darth Talon for the canceled Legacy era game, Battle of the Sith Lords. According to the comment section on this Reddit thread, this apparently breaks all forms of actual lore that the Expanding Universe had with the Legacy era. You gotta admit, this is pretty badass. And it's kind of cool seeing Darth Talon. It still keeps the hot appearance, but it's not just, you know, like 100 level mage armor for a girl that actually doesn't protect shit. Like this is still a pretty badass look. And then Darth Maul, or Darth Maul's descendant or clone, everything has to be a clone at some point or another. Looking at Starkiller, everything has to be a clone at some point. But apparently this game completely and utterly breaks any actual Legacy lore. I'm trying to see where the comment was. Here it is. Battle of the Sith Lords, eternally codenamed Damage, given the working title Maul, was a tagline for a Star Wars video game once in development by Redfly Studio. The game was canceled in 2011. Redfly employees linked the game's cancellation to Star Wars creator George Lucas' decision to sell Lucasfilms. Okay, so this game died just like Star Wars 1313 died when they sold the LucasArts. Apparently, the inception of this game. LucasArts contracted Redfly Studio to begin working on ideas, demos, and mechanics for Star Wars Wii U video game featuring Darth Maul, with prototyping the game beginning on October 9th, 2010. So I wonder if there's a working copy of this game out there, because if there is, I would love to get my hands on it just to see what it was gonna be like. Redfly did not have any story direction from LucasArts other than the title Battle of the Sith Lords. That sounds about right with trying to do anything with Expanding Universe and George Lucas. There's no actual direction with it. Redfly originally had the idea of telling the story of Maul's origins and ending with his death at the end of Episode 1, Phantom Menace. However, LucasArts let them know that Darth Maul survived the events of the Phantom Menace, but did not let Redfly in on the Star Wars: The Clone Wars television series upcoming plot. So that's weird. This game was gonna be related to the Clone Wars saga, which has a history of breaking Expanded Universe lore. It breaks a lot of the Clone Wars multimedia project lore. It breaks a lot of lore universally. As much as I love the Star Wars: The Clone Wars, inherently it's one of the most lore-breaking things we've probably ever had in the history of Star Wars. But that's for another video. Without a main storyline, Redfly focused early on development of the Battle of the Sith Lords toward gameplay prototyping. Emphasis was placed on the action-centric gameplay with a concentration of stealth elements. That actually sounds really cool. I would love a stealthy Star Wars game. Redfly used technology from The Force Unleashed 2, that makes sense, as the baseline for the prototype, but at the request of LucasArts, extra care was taken to ensure the gameplay did not feel too similar to The Force Unleashed. The gameplay prototype featured ragdoll physics and more realistic lightsaber combat, which will allow decapitation and amputation. I know a lot of people that do not like when Star Wars games do not include these two exact things, and I don't know why. I think it's cool when you add the realism, and when you cut somebody up, you know, yeah, you get to chop their head off, woohoo, but it never really did anything for me. It never did anything for me. I don't really care about that. Like, if it's in, it's in. If it's not, it's not. It does not matter. Footage of Redfly's prototype was published online and featured Maul fighting members of Death Watch on a space station and clone troopers on a desert planet. Redfly confirmed that these assets were made simply for demonstration purposes and do not reflect what the final plot or time period of the game would have looked like. But it makes sense, I guess. Later in the development, during a meeting with representatives of Redfly, George Lucas revealed his interest in Darth Maul working with Darth Talon, a concept that would carry over to Lucas' first draft of the sequel trilogy. Wait, what? What? Darth Maul and Darth Talon are part of the sequel trilogy of George Lucas. I don't know what his plans were for the original trilogy, actually, like the original sequel trilogy. When Lucas was told that this would not work since Talon's lived more than 170 years after Maul, which is true, he said the main character would instead be a descendant or clone of Maul. Sure. I love George Lucas, but he didn't always have the best ideas when it came down to certain things. I think this was probably better left behind because we don't need another he's a clone situation. We got a lot of he's a clone situations. Red Flag began working with this idea in the gameplay and story. The game story finally started coming together. The plot would have featured this Maul proxy and Talon fighting against Darth Krayt and the Sith army, with the developer of Red Flag saying that Maul could strike at Krayt's Sith for going against the former rule of two. I guess. I guess. I mean, you playing as a Sith fighting a Sith? No, a lot of people who cream over this idea. We got concept art. This is cool. What the hell are these? What are these designs, dude? Like, this is some really kinky ass shit, George Lucas. Is George Lucas a fan of BDSM, dude? What the fuck am I looking at? These are badass. This is some edgelord shit right here, and I'm okay with it, actually. Character design. Red Flag initially made designs with the Maul that made him look different from Maul himself. He was not in favor of the concept and instead made the character look identical to Maul because why not? Outside of Maul himself, the characters and the plot of the game would have been a departure from the designs and storylines of the Star Wars Legacy comics, which is true, which originated with Darth Krayt's Galactic Empire. Krayt was completely redesigned with a red and black cybernetic look. Several new Sith lords, such as Darth Krone and Darth Vagal, were designed for the game, the majority of which ignored the heavy usage of Sith tattoos by Krayt's one Sith. Wait, so he was completely redesigned with a red and black cybernetic look. Is he not in one of these images right here? Or is it this? That's supposed to be Darth Krayt. For people who don't know what Darth Krayt, what he looks like, this is Darth Krayt. This dude, this psychopathic edgelord is Darth Krayt. I don't know who, I don't know who the fuck this green goblin looking motherfucker is. I'm glad they didn't do this. George Lucas, man, I love you, bro, but you gotta stop fucking stuff up for fun, please. Designs for a generic Sith Emperor and his advisor were also created, although it is unknown if this character was a revised version of Krayt or an entirely new individual. Concepts for the new Empire officers and stormtroopers were designed as well, both deviating from the designs as defined in the Legacy comics. In addition to many new Sith and Imperial, in addition to many, wow, that's a really shitty sentence, English. In addition to many new Sith and Imperial characters, several Jedi adversaries such as Nexus Vaughn were created for the game, or Nexus Juan, along with multiple bounty hunter concepts. Who the fuck is Nexus Juan? Huh, okay, Nexus Juan, she looks cool. The white eyes. This is the least Jedi looking character I've ever seen in Star Wars, and I kind of like it, actually. Battle of the Sith will allow the player to switch between control of Maul's Descendant and Darth Talon. Oh my god. Oh, we got a storyboard concept. They really were like truly going to design this game. You telling me I could have played as Darth Talon in a video game without it being a mod? Come on, man. I'm actually disappointed because 2011, I would have been like, what? 11 years ago, I would have been 15. Dude, I wouldn't have been able to handle that game. I can tell you right now, when I discovered what a Twi'lek was in 2011, I'm pretty certain that was the same era where I discovered what Darth Talon looked like too, and I was just like, oh. A probe droid would act as a central guide comprising a major portion of the game's user interface and main menu. That's actually kind of cool. The droid of Talon would also act as companions when the player is in control of Maul. The droid would scan the environment and mark potential threats. Talon would attack when given special commands. That's cool, actually. Several locations were planned for Battle of the Sith Lords, including a spaceport operated by the Black Sun and a jungle planet situated next to a red dwarf. A central and reoccurring location of the game would have been a base built into an asteroid and would have served as the base of operations for Maul, quote-unquote, and Talon. Despite the project coming together, LucasArts would not sign off on any of the big-ticket items that would allow development to truly get underway. The project became trouble when LucasArts suddenly stopped communicating with Red Flag. Wow. What? They just stopped talking to him? You could do that in a dev studio? You could just stop talking? What the fuck? Imagine if Activision just stopped talking to Treyarch midway through their development cycle and they're just like, yeah, we're not talking to you anymore, man. Red Flag found out from some members of LucasArts that something was wrong before finally being told via email that the project was canceled. Oh, that is so shitty though. Even if it is like lore breaking, oh, that is so unfortunate, man. Like, imagine you're mid-development, you don't hear anything from your publishing studio anymore. You just find out through email, like, yeah, not even through a meeting, not even through like a professional meeting, just the email. Your game's canceled, bitch. According to one of the game's creators, one reason for the cancellation was Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilms. At this time of his cancellation, the game's prototyping phase had just been finished. That is so unfortunate. It would have been lore breaking as hell, but I feel bad for the people that had to sit there and actually put in time and effort to work on it. That's just such a kick in the face. As a guy who used to code, I can't even fathom how they felt. In October of 2015, Red Flag was working on a full next-gen demo of all things Maul to show the powers that be. In the event that Electronic Arts or Disney would be uninterested in the project, Dan Borth of Redfly expressed hope that they could reskin the game to be more in line with the company's vision for Star Wars. I don't really want anything reskinned to the vision of Disney anymore, but that's just me. In April of 2020, Dan Borth, the former head of Redfly, was interviewed by the YouTube channel Bombastic, where he had discussed the project's development and cancellation, revealed unseen footage and story details, including a depiction of Darth Plagueis Legend's death and the rise of Palpatine. What the fuck? This game would have been nuts if it was actually set in the right era. In December of 2015, Borth confirmed in an interview that Lucasfilm was not interested, and that All Stars video games going forward would be developed only by Electronic Arts. Yo, EA, you suck! As per the exclusive license granted to the company. Borth also posited that a public Ask Me Anything thread by Redfly on Reddit annoyed Lucasfilm. It doesn't sound like Dan really likes Lucasfilm anymore. Since 2015, there's been no status update on Battle of the Sith Lords. Lucasfilm has an exclusive contract with EA and founded Lucasfilm Games to partner with a variety of studios and blah, blah, blah. We all know this story. EA no longer holds the Star Wars license anymore. So I could have played as this. In all seriousness though, this is unfortunate that we've had another game like this kind of canceled. It is what it is. It would have been extremely lore breaking for the time because the expanded universe was still the primary lore in 2011. RIP. This probably would have broken a lot of consistency, like pretty much anything George Lucas kind of did at that point with the expanded universe. It just broke all consistency for no reason. I know he didn't really care about the expanded universe that much, but he sure as fucking hell took a lot of stuff from it, which is a little weird, but definitely a little disappointed that this didn't become a thing because it sounds really cool being a Sith Lord fighting other Sith Lords, but it would have needed some story rework in my opinion if it's going to try to take characters 100 and something years later and putting them in the same, it would have been a mess. I mean, maybe it dying was for the best. I'm a big fan of Twi'lek, so maybe I'm a little heartbroken and a little moist. Thank you for watching this video, everybody. Be sure to leave a like on it and sub to the channel. Let me know what you think about Battle of the Sith Lords, a concept for a Star Wars game that never occurred. And as always, everybody, I will see you in the next video. May the Force be with you all. Peace.
Break it down, roll it up.